Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. This is a love reading for you, Taurus. Very excited to be here. Thank you so much for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I really appreciate all of the feedback and support that I've gotten over the past week or so. I've only been up for a week and it's been pretty terrifying, but also exciting. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers that try to solicit for private readings. I will never ever reach out to you first. I do offer private readings, and the information about that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. But I will never reach out to you first. I just want you guys to be safe out there. So, Taurus, this is going to be a 4-card spread with 4 clarifiers. So 8 cards total. I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Abyss, which is a beautiful black and white deck. And for your oracle card at the end, I'm going to use the Wild Unknown Alchemy by Kim Krans. So cards have been pre-shuffled. Actually, what I'm going to do, though, is light this candle. There we go. And light this one, too. All right, sorry, Taurus. I got a little excited with your reading today, so Spirit told me, slow down, do it right, do it right. So I'm gonna just burn some Palo Santo just to clear the energy. I hope you all are doing well. I chose a beautiful crystal that I have not actually used specifically for anyone in tarot, for the tarot reading before. This is Kambaba Jasper, and it kind of looks very reptilian, I guess is the word I want to use. And it has this kind of druzy cluster of quartz here. It's like an agate. It's really, really beautiful. I picked it up because it feels very Taurian. It feels very earthy and grounded. And that just felt like something that wanted to be here, be present for your reading today. So I hope you all are well. I hope you were able to manifest for the 8-8 portal that we just had. And just a reminder, I do say that this is a love reading, but it doesn't have to mean romantic love. It doesn't always come out like that. Sometimes it can. Spirit wants to talk about self-love or love of friendships, love in friendships and family. So it doesn't necessarily kind of love of what you do. So it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love, but we shall see. I always shuffle for the cards to flip out. I never choose. And all 8 of your cards have flipped out. So, Taurus, in your current circumstances, you start off with the Justice card. This is a very beautiful card. It's not really you can see the scales of justice inside of, you know, the iris of her eye. I hope you can see that. It's very detailed drawing, detailed renderings in this deck. This is why I love it so much. Justice card is major arcana, representing actually Libra energy. Talks about karmic balance and an alignment of things on a cosmic scale, right? So we don't know what we come to this life with. We don't know that the things that we did in the past, and sometimes we find that playing out in this lifetime, right? When things don't really go our way and it's against all odds, and we kind of wonder to ourselves, why is this happening right now? Sometimes that can be a little bit of karmic justice. This could also refer to some kind of legalities, some kind of legal issues you may be having. But as this is a love reading, I'm going to look at it as though there's some kind of balance that has come into play in your life in the current moment. You've been waiting a long time for this. It's almost like you've, a tide has turned for you. It's like, feels like, it's like you've been climbing the hill and you're finally at that plateau where things are We're going to go back down the hill, and things are just going to be so much smoother, so much easier. It's clarified by the Eight of Wands. This is the Eight of Wands in the upright. You did get it in the reverse. The Eight of Wands talks about really, really quick movement. I actually saw a formation, not of geese, and I think this is like Canadian geese. We saw a formation the other day, my mom and I, we were driving somewhere, and she said, you know, how do they know? How do they know where to go? And I, you know, sometimes I don't know everything. I like to think that I do sometimes, but I don't actually. Sometimes when these things come to me, I always think that it's spirit channeling something, and I kind of said, oh, well, you know, they have an internal guidance system that's connected to the geomagnetic energies of the earth and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sure I read that somewhere. Like, I don't know. I think that's true. I think I read that somewhere. Anyway, it just came out of my mouth. And, well, of course, it's blah, blah, blah. They go with them. They have it in their beaks. And why am I talking about this? Because this card talks about, especially this rendering of the Eight of Wands, talks about some kind of directionality. The wands in the tarot represents fire energy. So far you have air and fire, which the elements of air and fire go very well together. So there's something happening in your life right now where you're just like, no, I'm in a good spot. Like I'm even, this card is in reverse, so things might be moving a little bit slowly for you, but that's okay, because you know how they always say, well, I don't know where I'm getting all of these things from. I think it's spirit. Justice is swift, even if it's not a legal kind of justice. Karmic justice. Have you ever experienced that? Karmic justice? Like if you say something bad about somebody and it like turns right back around in you within like the hour. You know, we don't want to be those people, Taurus, but sometimes we can be a little petty. I mean, we're human beings, we're social creatures. But that comes back to you. And it's quick, it's swift. And so that's kind of what Spirit wants me to bring to your attention right now, that this has been a long time coming and a long time finding its way to your doorstep, this sense of balance for you. So you're finally in a place, and it's a self-balance, right? So you're finally in a place where you might have gone through some really rough patches with relationships in the past, where you've healed from them, or you've tried your best to heal from them. So you can say, I'm not repeating those mistakes. I'm not falling for those same types of people. I'm not interested in any game playing or I feel like this is like a serious moment in your life. I don't know why I want to say that. I feel very, I don't want to say heavy, but I feel like you're just pulling yourself together. That, I mean, Taurus is kind of known for, obviously you're an earth element, earth sign, so generally pretty grounded person, but maybe you haven't been feeling that way lately in relationships, and you're kind of bringing yourself back. This is very beautiful energy. For some reason, Spirit was showing me, look at the fact that you can only see half of her face. So it's kind of like, have you been wearing, not a mask, but have you been split between two worlds? Maybe you've been, it's like your personal life and your professional life. Are those so radically different from each other that maybe you were trying to bring more cohesion between the two? Some people like it that way. They want to have a work persona, and then their personal life is so different. I personally don't like that. I want to be myself in every mode of my life, and I work really hard to do that. So I don't know if this is what you're feeling right now, or that you're having to be one way at work and one way in your personal life. And if that's an issue for you, I think that perhaps there's still, I just heard there's somebody that you're looking at that you're thinking, oh, well, they're going to get their karma. That's dangerous territory, Taurus. We never want to wish karma on anyone else. They will get it anyway. We never want to wish it. We wish for everyone's best and highest good. And if this is an ex, or this is somebody that is, maybe if it's soul tribe members or karmic partners, right? Different from soul tribe members, karmic partners are kind of the ones that teach us lessons. If you feel like you've learned your lesson with somebody, then put up a respectful boundary, respect to yourself first. Put up that boundary and don't put up with them anymore. But it's not about wishing them ill will. Remember, karma is like a boomerang and it'll just come right back to you. So that might be for one person watching, but that came through. That came through. It's almost like justice in your eyes, like you'll get yours, very dangerous. Do what you want, free will, but that's my personal suggestion, right? But Spirit pointed it out to me as like a kind warning. We always want to stay in high vibration to attract the friendships and the love and the partnerships that we're looking for. What are your challenges right now? Ace of Wands in the reverse. So Spirit wants to bring you something new. They want to bring you brand new beginning, some passionate beginning. See the Phoenix here? Kind of, it's almost like it just took off from her hand, like she just let it go. The Ace of Wands talks about an opportunity to start over in a passionate new endeavor. The challenge right now is that you are at a loss for what this opportunity is. If it's a person, I don't necessarily think it's a person, but I do think that whatever this new opportunity is, that it might lead you to a path of raising your vibration. So if you're in a work situation, for example, that you don't really feel a lot of excitement or energy around, you don't feel like you're just kind of going for the paycheck and you're looking for a brand new opportunity, well, Spirit is trying to bring that to you. But then it's clarified by the Awakening card, which in this deck represents the Judgment card, number 20. Judgment is, you have Justice and you have Judgment. When you have those two cards together in a reading, it's very, very powerful. Both major arcana cards, really heavy energies. It's not, we can get the Empress or the Magician or, the Sun, the Moon, but there's certain major arcana cards: Justice, Judgment, the Tower, the Devil. These are really heavy divine energies coming in and saying, all this time you have a choice. Judgment card is all about choice, making the decision to wake up. It's like the Archangel here is kind of almost shaking you. Get up, wake up. Look at what's right in front of you. Look at what Spirit is bringing you, because you can't see it right now. That's your challenge position. You can't, maybe you see it, but you don't, if this is talking about like a love interest, maybe somebody's interested in you, but you can't see it, or you're writing it off. You're just thinking, oh, that person could never feel that way about me. If you're with somebody, maybe you're thinking, oh, well, maybe somehow you've put them, I don't know why I want to say this, but put them on the back burner. I hope that's not the case, but maybe somebody out there feels like they've been kind of cast aside for a little while, which is not really like you, Taurus, but maybe you've been focusing on yourself and dealing with other things, and your beloved is feeling a little forlorn. Because when I look to your strengths, you got the Five of Cups, which is normally a card of perspective. I don't see this as your energy, Taurus. I kind of see this either as the person that you're with or the person of your interest right now, that they're feeling kind of a little at a loss. They're feeling maybe like they don't have a shot with you, or there's been a recent disappointment in something, and they just it's hard for them to pick themselves back up. And because you're kind of in this energy right now where you're finally reaching that plateau where things are leveling out, you know, honestly, it's kind of hard sometimes to pick up somebody else around us when we've worked so hard to pick ourselves back up. But this is in the strengths column for you, so it's almost like saying, open your eyes and see, you know, what this person is going through, right? They're a part of your destiny, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, right? There could be something really stunning in your future that may have to do with this person. We could be talking about a friendship as well. Take it as it resonates. If it doesn't fit for you, then it's not your reading today, right? You don't have to try and make it fit. And I don't really understand it myself, but I have to. These are the words that are coming out, so I'm just going to say them. That's what channeling is, right? So Wheel of Fortune is a beautiful card. It's a major arcana. It talks about, it's Jupiterian energy, Jupiter, and kind of a huge shift and change for the better. You do have this card in reverse. I think it has to do with this person. Because it's kind of one of those things where it's like, our happiness is someone else's happiness and theirs is ours, right? Especially if we're not in a space where we're feeling in our ego or in our selfishness. Sometimes we are there. It's okay. We're allowed to have human experiences, right? Can't always be constantly giving to others. Like, that's not sustainable, right? But there's somebody really special to you here. And it could just be a friend, but they kind of need you right now. And your strength is that you can be the one to not be responsible for their happiness, right? Not talking about that. One must be responsible for their own happiness. But it's kind of allowing space for them. Let's just like be giving space for them to be. You know, just saying, hey, you know, you don't have to talk about it right now, but I see you. I see that you may be struggling a little bit right now, and you can talk about it with me if you want. If you don't, how about I just sit next to you for a while, and it's going to be okay, and we're going to get through it. You know, whatever. Do you know how much that means to people when you see them? It's like, think about the times when, and I don't know if it happens to you often. It doesn't honestly happen to me often. I'm so fortunate with the people in my life. I'm so lucky with the level of friendships and love I have in my life. But who actually can see you? Who can see me, right? I don't necessarily feel that feeling very often, but when someone does, it's almost like I'm speechless. It's like they're seeing right into my soul, right? And for this person, it's like you're seeing them for the first time. And that's such a generous energy that can be returned back to you. I'm gonna pull another clarifier for that. Four of Cups, the Seven of Wands. Four of Cups in reverse. This is a card of seeing something, isn't it? Four of Cups in the upright is somebody looking at three cups on the ground and just, you know, ho-hum energy, very apathetic. And there's one cup of love dangling from this branch. It's supposed to be the cup, the Ace of Cups, representing Spirit's offer to you. So getting this card in reverse meaning that you see the cup of love being offered, and perhaps you're the one offering that cup of love. Seven of Wands, that person might try to block you. Not block you in a bad way, but just, it's like, oh, Susie Q, are you sad? What's going on? No, I'm fine. I'm fine, everything's fine. You know, trying to put, maybe, you know, they look up from this place and they're like, no, Taurus, I'm fine, trust me. Everything's okay, and just kind of glossing it over. But it's like, aren't you seeing something more clearly now? This is your power right now. The more that we can be present with people in the world, it's like, it's almost like I see you like racking up brownie points with Spirit. I mean, that's not why we're doing things, but your generosity and your love kind of outpouring from you will just naturally be returned in so many facets of your life. So if you're looking for somebody right now, I would say be patient, right? Eight of Wands is in the reverse. I would say be patient, because there's so much that you have to engage in the world. You know, there's so much of you that it's like this energetic exchange. There's so much outpouring from you that will be offered. If you're in a relationship, I feel as though your partner maybe, it's a little bit of a cry for help, I'm feeling. There's something underneath the surface, and only you can see it, Taurus. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. What's Spirit's advice? King of Pentacles in reverse. You know, maybe there's a part of you that's feeling a little disempowered right now. Like, maybe you know what their issue is, but you don't have anything to offer them. I promise you, you do. Clarified by the Two of Swords. It's very, Two of Swords in the upright is indecision. In the reverse, it's very decisive energy. King of Pentacles usually talks about somebody who has mastered their suit, mastered the suit of the material world, the three-dimensional world, with structure and finances and solid foundations and stability in jobs and family, right? You're feeling this in the reverse right now. So your advice is kind of bringing, I just heard Alan Rickman's voice from the movie Robin Hood. It was kind of a brutal scene, but it was just one line that Spirit gave me, which was, "Are the home fires still burning? Are the home fires still burning? Is that warmth and compassion in your soul still lit to provide shelter to somebody special in your life?" I certainly see that as something that can be on offer if you allow it to be, right? We don't want to just let any old person into our worlds, but you got to give a little to get a little. That's what I just heard. So if you're totally single and looking for somebody, how are you showing your beautiful warmth? Is it coming through in the way you're speaking and what your actions are, how you carry yourself. Because if you're sitting in your integrity, your beauty will shine through and naturally attract a partner. Are the home fires still burning? That's so interesting. I'm going to actually pull one more card just as a final. Knight of Pentacles. So you got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Pentacles in reverse. Very much in your sign, right? But you're not taking that step forward towards somebody with that offer. Maybe it's having to do with this current circumstance where you're just like, I need a moment to breathe. I finally leveled myself out. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Take a moment to breathe. But here's 2 court cards in your element, in the earth element, that want to flip over, that want to offer something, right? That aren't right now. That's the clarifier. So I think that, you know, what I would do is, Spirit just said, take a tally. They just said, take a tally on, it's almost like a check-in. Check in with your soul tribe. Check in to make sure everybody's okay. That is a responsibility, but it's one that you can handle, and Spirit's asking you to, because there's a certain level of love and comfort and friendship that you provide that is uniquely you, and that's what's needed right now. Somebody is needing your love. So that's your reading. I'm going to pull from the Alchemy deck. Ooh. Flipped right out. The Drowned King. Very throat chakra, blue energy, right? Something needs to be said. Somebody needs to talk. The Drowned King. Let's see. We're going to read from the book. XLIX. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm just going to read from the book. Ego collapse, losing face, humility. In alchemy, the archetype of the king is often used as a symbol for the ego, the aspect of the self that is attached to its title, name, and identity. It is said that the drowned king is a required phase in the process of transformation. Only through dissolving who they thought they were is the king able to become who they are destined to be. Thank you, Spirit. A kind and benevolent leader. How does the drowning occur? Not voluntarily, that's for certain. Through circumstances beyond their control, the king is brought to their bottom, to their knees. When this card appears, expect a huge blow to the ego, impactful enough that it causes one to turn their life around, prioritizing grace over greed, benevolence over brutality, sovereignty over selfishness. The drowned king eventually resurfaces as a fully changed, benevolent being. Water is the main mechanism for the dissolution of the ego. Although the king may kick and scream all the while, eventually their new mantra will be, go with the flow. Honestly, I think this has happened to you already, hence the Justice card showing up as the very first card in your reading. You know, their karma requires a light and a dark to balance it out, right? So we can't always be the light. And I feel that whatever darkness you showed in the past, you have paid your debt. And now, you know, you had that drowned ego, and now you're coming to the surface. Perhaps for the first time in a long time. Spirit's advice, go with the flow. Show that beautiful love of yours. It's really important right now for one particular person. I hope that you enjoyed that reading, Taurus. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I wish you well. Till next time.